Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good afternoon, everyone. Last week we talked about the four jhana, right? The four jhana. Actually, this is from Pali Canon. When we see that these five hindrances have been abandoned within himself, gladness arises. Actually, here, after we abandon five hindrances, actually not totally, but while we are meditating, so we will be able to remove and abandon five hindrances. So last week we talk about five hindrances, right? So if we can abandon them, we will have a gladness. Then when we are gladdened, rapture will arise. So when our mind is filled with the rapture, then our body becomes tranquil. So if our body is tranquil, then we will have happiness. So if we have happiness, we will have concentration. Actually, these are the process. So here you can see the rapture, tranquility, happiness, concentrations. So all these mental factors also consist of in the jhana, right? So when we are learning five jhana factors, we have rapture, piti, and we have happiness, sukha, and we have concentration, ekagata, right? So all these are a part of, in the jhana also we can find these mental factors. But this is before jhana. Even before jhana, we attain jhana, so we have gladness and we have tranquility in our mind. Now we have a very powerful concentration itself, right? So that's what I want to point out. So today, before we learn about jhana, so I want to explain the state of mind. Why we are in jhana, right? Why we are in jhana, I think I will show you a state of mind using Rupa-Katin, how to say, the chart, right? The chart. So if you want to know his lecture, you can go to Concentration Mindfulness in Buddhist Psychology. So you can Google it. Actually, when I will send my note, then you can go directly to the link. Actually, he explained the nature of mind, and the nature of consciousness, and the nature of jhana as well. So this is a normal mind process, sense door process. So as you know, here we have a bhavanga, a lot of like continuance. Actually, he used existence continuance. So then we have when the sense door process is going to come, then our bhavanga vibrate, right? Actually, he skipped two. He skipped one. So that is past bhavanga, right? Past bhavanga. Then after past bhavanga, there will be vibrational bhavanga. The bhavanga will be vibrated. Then after that, stop. Rest bhavanga, right? Then after rest bhavanga, there will be adverting consciousness. This one, 5 door adverting consciousness. So the door is open. Then I consciousness. Then receiving consciousness, investigating consciousness, and determining consciousness. And you can see the chart. I think it's a very beautiful one. So when you see the existent continuum, what we translate is like continuum at the bottom, right? At the bottom. Then when we have a adverting consciousness, from adverting consciousness onward, so how to say, mind process is going up, right? Mind process is going up. So when we are learning about comparing association of mental factor with the consciousness, or association of consciousness with the mental factor, you will see that adverting consciousness and unconsciousness are not powerful enough. And also even receiving consciousness, investigating consciousness, not powerful enough. So only determining consciousness, we have energy, we have a vidya. So what I want to point out is the process of mind, right? Going up, going up. So after determining, and you will decide what to do. These are mental actions. So you will do, when you have a so unwise attention, you will do unwholesome things, right? So if you have wise attention, you will do wholesome things. That is called javana. You know here, the red color one, so he translates as impulsion. Actually, Rupa Khatin is the president of Palita society, current society of Palita society. And he is expert, not only Pali Canon, but also Abhidhamma. He is known studying, comparative study between Theravada Abhidhamma and Mahayana Abhidhamma. So he is very expert in regarding with the Abhidhamma. So, as you know, our mind is totally active when we are in javana, right? When we are in javana. Normally, javana have a 7 mind movement, right? 7 mind movement. Then after that, we have a Bhikkhu body translated as a 2 registration, right? 2 registration, but he translates as a retention. Then after that, our mind, our consciousness fall into bhavanga. Then after that, there will be another mind movement, adverting consciousness, unconsciousness, receiving consciousness, etc. Right? So this is a normal sense door process. Eye door process, ear, nose, tongue, and the body. Right? 5 door process. The another one is mind door process. Mind door process. Here, you know, when we think something, we don't need to do many things. So as soon as we think about one person, so the mental image of that person appear in our mind right away, right? We don't need to investigate, we don't need to receive, and we don't need to determine. So after that, after vibrational consciousness, then there will be the rest consciousness. Then after that, adverting here, mind or adverting consciousness. Then as soon as mind or adverting consciousness, so javana. So our mind functions, good and bad things. You know, as you know, in the sense door process, after adverting consciousness, we have a eye consciousness, etc. Right? Eye consciousness, receiving, investigating, investigating, and determining. But here we don't need such a consciousness. As soon as after advancing consciousness, we have a jhana, right? Then after jhana, 2 retentions, 2 registrations. Then our mind process fall into bhavanga again, and there will be another mind movement. So this is a mind door process. So and then in the 4th chapter, so we have to learn in ET, but to know about jhana consciousness, I think it's good to know. So we have only 3 types. The first one is sense door process. So this one is mind door process, right? But the last one is jhana process. I want to say jhana process. So as you know, in the first one, so when we are in bhavanga, when we are sleeping without a dream or dreamless sleep, so our mind is very stable, very stable. So whether somebody is calling to you or somebody is making noise, you will not know it, right? When you are sleeping without a dream. Therefore, the mind process is very stable, right? Very stable. So when you get up, then there will be a lot of mind process again, right? So this is before you go to bed. Then this one, very stable one. So this one is a lot of bhavanga, continuous bhavanga. But it is not, we cannot call as the unconscious mind. It is a very, an active level of conscious mind. In Buddhism, there is no such a thing as the unconscious mind, right? Every mind movement is conscious, but so the difference is whether they are active or not, is powerful or not, right? But here, so in the dreamless sleep, during the dreamless sleep, so a lot of bhavanga, continuous bhavanga, right? Then when you get up, when you wake up, then mind process start to function. Then at the middle one, waking state. So here, the red one are the mind process. So when we have a mind process and sense door process, there will be our mind is active. Then afterward, bhavanga again. Then mind process again, bhavanga, mind process, bhavanga, like this. So this is a waking state. So when we are waking, so now while we are learning, so you have a lot of mind process. The during 2 mind process, there will be bhavanga, right? Bhavanga. So the last one is jhana process. Jhana process. But before you attain jhana, so your mind is functioning as usual. You are meditating. You're meditating. Then, the moment you attain jhana, your mind is not moving, very stable, very stable. So just like a bhavanga, the bhavanga state is not active, right? Not active. But here, jhana state. So when you are in jhana, your mind is very active, with the full of energy, full of concentration, full of wisdom, but stable at one meditation object. We call it nimitta, right? Nimitta. So your mind is not going anywhere. So your mind is stable, concentrated in one object. So that is a jhana process, right? A very continuous, stable state of mind. So when you come out from jhana, the normal mind process. I think this is a very beautiful illustration, right? It's what happened in the jhana. Actually, the way he explained is in accordance with Abhidhamma as well as the Sutta. But I am not 100% sure yet. Need to read some suttas. But the way he explained is in accordance with tradition or Abhidhamma, right? Abhidhamma. So I hope you understand this one, right? So therefore, Ajahn Brahm said that in his book, Mindfulness, Bliss and Beyond. So in his book, he said that within jhana, so all the 5 senses are totally shut down. So therefore, one cannot see, one cannot hear, one cannot smell, and one cannot taste, or one cannot feel touch. The 5 sense doors are totally shut down. So while you are in jhana, people may talking to you, you cannot hear. People may touch your body, you cannot feel touch. Totally shut down. Only the 6 things, the mind is in operation. It's very clear explanation. So therefore, when you look at the chart explained by Rupakati, right? The moment you attain, actually Rupakati used the word samadhi. The samadhi and jhana are the same. So when we learn about samadhi in the Noble Eightfold Path, so Pali Canon mention 4 jhanas. So that means samadhi and jhanas are the same, right? The same. But of course, samadhi is brighter, how to say, more broader sense, right? More broader sense. So therefore, within the jhana, the 5 senses are totally shut down. And then, so let's look at some suttas. In one of the suttas from Anguttara Nikaya, and the Buddha said that noise is a tone to the first jhana. So if you are in jhana, so if the surrounding is very noisy, likely to fall down from the jhana. So therefore, the noise is a tone or a danger to the first jhana. So therefore, before we meditate, so we have to choose a quiet place, right? A quiet place. So then only we will be able to stay in the jhana. So therefore, the noise is a tone to the first jhana. So that doesn't mean that when you are when you are in jhana, you can stay hear it. Not like this. But when you have when your jhana is not strong, if the noise is very strong, then you may fall from the jhana, right? So therefore, the noise is the danger to the jhana. Thought and examination are turned to the second jhana. So when you want to attain second jhana, you have to remove thought and examination, vitakka and vichara. So they are the turned to the second jhana. And rapture is turned to the third jhana. If you want to go up next level, so you have to remove rapture as well. So rapture is a turn to the third jhana. And when we learn the jhana, you will understand that. In and out breathing is a turn to the fourth jhana. So when you want to attain fourth jhana, you have to stop your breathing. So it's taught to the Buddha, taught by the Buddha, right? Is it no doubt? Is it? So the moment you attain jhana, so no breathing at all. So the breathing is totally stopped. Actually, it is very interesting that the practice, both samatha, in the Buddhist sense, both samatha and vipassana, especially in vipassana meditations, so we have to practice let go, right? Not to attach anything. But here also, so when you still have attachment to the breathing, in breath and out breath, you cannot go to the fourth jhana. Normally we have a very strong attachment to the breath, our breath, right? in-breath and out-breath. So within that, without in-breath and out-breath, we cannot survive. Too much attachment, right? Too much attachment. So when you want to attain the fourth jhana, of course, the moment you attain third jhana, you know it how to manage, right? But of course, it's just like the baby, right? The baby is very afraid to go in the water. At first, he may be very afraid. But later on, so after trying, no afraid at all, right? So therefore, the in-breath and out-breathing is attuned to the fourth jhana. It's happening. So by looking at this one, so during jhana, you don't hear anything. But if the noise is too strong, stronger than your jhana state, then you may fall from the jhana, right? Another one, gradual cessation. This is also from Anguttara Nikaya. The Buddha said that bhikkhus, so there are these 9 processes of cessations. What 9? Normally we don't like the word nidora, cessation. We don't like, right? The word nidora, cessations. So the Buddha said that number 1, for one who has attained the first jhana, sensory perception has ceased. It's very important, sensory perception. So the moment you attain the first jhana, so you do not hear. Your ear start to function. Your eyes start to function. Your nose, your tongue, your body, actually consciousness, body consciousness start to function. So this is a very important one. So therefore, what Ajahn Brahm said is correct. So the moment you are in jhana, you don't see anything, you don't hear, you don't smell, you don't taste, you don't touch anything. For that reason, sensory perception. Actually, when we learn about the first jhana, you will know this one also. Second one, for one who has attained the second jhana, thought and examination has ceased. So, the moment you attain second jhana, no thought and no examination. And third one, for one who has attained the third jhana, rapture has ceased. So to attain third jhana, you have to drop rapture, right? Otherwise you cannot hold. And the fourth one, for one who has attained the fourth jhana, in breathing and out breathing have ceased. This is also another sutta that talk about the moment you attain the fourth jhana, no in breathing, out breathing. As you know, normally we do not know that while we start to meditate, so our breathing is very strong, right? Later, the more you build up your concentration, the more you are in breathing and out breathing is getting settled. So this is the process. But the moment you attain the fourth jhana, no in breathing and out breathing. But even the slight breathing, in breathing and out breathing, is a danger, a thorn for your jhana. So you know that there will be no danger to stop your breathing. Then you stop it, right? You stop it. So actually, the Buddha talked about 9 gradual cessation, but up to now, so we are learning the 5 material sphere. 5 material sphere jhana, right? So we don't need to continue the rest. So when we learn about immaterial jhana, we will continue the rest one, right? The rest one. Up to now, any question? Okay.
Is the one that who doing this, they have to control, stop the breathing, or is by nature, to the fourth jhana, they will stop? It's by nature or they have to control, don't breathe?
Actually here we have to practice let go. Normally, of course, the moment we start meditation, our breathing is very strong, very, very obvious. But when you can concentrate your breath, then your breath became slower and slower, subtler and subtler. But if the third jhana is very strong, so you practice, of course, you try to reduce the amount of in-breathing or breathing. But later you know that stopping in-breathing or breathing is no danger, not dangerous. For that reason, you know it by yourself. But normally, by that time, you might be afraid of, the death. Because in our mind, we think that without in-breathing or breathing, we will die. But while you are meditating, later you will know it. You will know it. But even you did not learn from the Pali Canon, or you did not learn from the teacher, you yourself will know it. You will try yourself. Later, by stopping in breath and out breath for 1 minute, 2 minutes, like this, 10 minutes, 1 hour, like this, then later you know that no danger, right? So therefore, you may know that Ajahn Chah, and he is a paralyzed, right? Paralyzed for many years. So his disciples have to look after him. Also, in-laws also look after him. But sometimes there's no in-breath and out-breath. The breathing totally stopped. But his disciples know it. He is in jhana, in the 4th jhana. But in-laws doesn't know. He's afraid that, as a Western medical science, according to Western medical science, if there is no in-breath and out-breath, dying, right? Dying. So in-laws is afraid of that. But his disciples know that Ajahn Chah is in jhana. But jhana means the 4th jhana, right? By that time, no breathing at all.
One question on your sensory perception. You say when you reach the 1st jhana, you have no smell or no pain or no touch.
No
when
touch.
You say no sight or see, what does it mean? Cannot see or?
Cannot see me. Only mind is actively in operation. Only mind is working. Even though you open your eye, you will not see it. But if you see, that means sense-sphere consciousness. No, we have learned 54 sense-sphere consciousness, right? 54 sense-sphere consciousness means. So when you see something, and your mind active, right? So when you hear, smell, and eat, as I say, smell and taste and touch, and also thinking also. Before you attain jhana, that is called kama vachara, sense-sphere consciousness. So that means you know why people are talking. So that means it's not a jhana. It is just sense-sphere consciousness, because your eye consciousness is functioning. So that means sensory perception. Perception means you take note a lot of things, right? So when you are hearing something, when you have a smell from outside, then when you can feel the weather, especially the weather, then you are not in jhana. Totally stopped. Actually, what Ajahn Chah said is very clear. So Ajahn Brahm said is very clear. So the 5 door on the 5 door senses totally shut down. Only mind is walking. So for that reason, so when we learn Abhidhamma, So I always said that Nibbana is not somewhere to go. Nibbana is something that we have to experience with our mind. So one of the reasons is, so Nibbana is among the Apana. Apana means the how to say, a type of jhana. Sorry, how to say? Sorry, Lokapala Sayadaw. What I mean is Lokapala consciousness or Subramanian consciousness is a, how to say, a state of mind, not functioning with the vital. For that reason, the Nibbana have to experience only with the mind.
So in that sense, the mind is very, very quiet and you don't see or hear the surrounding.
I mean jhana, the moment jhana, not Nibbana. Of course. Okay, question.
Yeah, but you say the mind is in operation. So do you think? Any thoughts that come?
Sorry, then?
You say the mind is in operation.
In jhana, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you have the thought, is it considered as jhana?
As here, the thought, I will come to that later. So in the first jhana, so together with the thought and examination, right? But that thought is not like thinking. A very subtle one, And when we learn the first jhana, I will explain that one, right? Okay. Then let's go. Jhana in the Sutta Pitaka. So actually here, Jayata Bhikkhave Mapamatata. The Buddha many times in the Sutta, the Buddha said that Jayata Bhikkhave. Jayata Bhikkhave means meditate bhikkhus. Actually, this is a translated by Bhikkhu Bodhi as well as Bhikkhu Ñāṇamoli, Bhikkhu Analayo. Especially, I like the translation of Bhikkhu Analayo, and he wrote a thesis on Satipatthana Sutta, and he also studied practitioner or the meditation. So actually, when he published a book about Satipatthana Sutta, in the first page, he said that Jayata Bhikkhave Mapamatata. Bhikkhu, meditate bhikkhus, do not be negligent, lest you regret it later. This is our instruction to you. So this is what the Buddha said in many suttas. I quoted Samdha Nikaya, Majjhima Nikaya, and also, not Tika Nikaya, only Majjhima Nikaya, right? So what I want to say is, the word Jayata, the word Jhana means simply meditation. Simply meditation. So the commentary explained two meanings, right? Two meanings. One is burn off the 5 hindrances. So when you attain, the moment you attain jhana, you cremate all the 5 hindrances. 5 hindrances. The another meaning is you closely contemplate or the meditation object. So I think when you learn about the first jhana, you will know it. So here, according to Bhikkhu Bodhi, Bhikkhu Analayo, and Bhikkhu Ñāṇamoli, so they translate the word Jayata as a meditate bhikkhus. Actually, the jhana means simply means meditation. Of course, a stable type of meditation, I would say, right? 4 jhanas in Sutta Pitaka. Normally, Sutta Pitaka mentions 4 jhanas, but Abhidhamma mentions 5 jhanas, right? Here is the first jhana. Here, secluded from sensual pleasures. Secluded from sensual pleasure. Secluded from unwholesome states. Akusalehi akusale dhammehi. Sorry? A bhikkhu enters and dwells in the first jhana. So only your mind is secluded from sensual pleasures. So here, sensual pleasure means something you hear, you see, you smell, you taste, and you touch. Also, you think about sensual pleasures. And also, secluded from unwholesome states. Here, the Buddha used unwholesome states. We can say that is a 12 unwholesome consciousness, right? 12 unwholesome consciousness. In that way, only we are secluded from sensual pleasures and unwholesome state, and we can enter the first jhana. So, which consists of rapture. So, I will explain what is rapture later, and pleasure, sukha. Sometimes it is translated as a happiness. So, therefore, it is very, how to say, different translation. Many translators use different translations, so very difficult. So therefore, it's better to use the original one. And piti and sukha. So later, I will explain what is piti and what is sukha. And bono seclusion. Bono seclusion. This is very important one, because sometimes we have a lot of rapture and pleasure in our mind, right? But it is connected with the sensual pleasures. So when you see something, you will be rapture in your mind and pleasure in your mind. And when you hear something, these are connected with kama vachara chitta, sense sphere consciousness, right? Sense sphere consciousness. Here, no sense sphere, not connected with the sense sphere consciousness. It is bono seclusion. So, secluded from sensual pleasures, accompanied by thought, together with the thought, the first jhana, right? And examination, vichara. So actually, vitaka is sometimes translated as a initial application. In the book, Bhikkhu Bodhi used initial application, but in his latest translation, he used thought. He used thought, and he used examination. So in this book, vitaka is used as the initial application, and vichara is sustained application. This is also not wrong, but we'll follow the latest translation of Bhikkhu Bodhi. So this is the first jhana. Do you understand? I think you may very difficult to understand. So therefore, we I think for those who are meditating seriously, they may understand this one, because it's come from their own experience. Okay, so later I will explain in details. So this is the first jhana in Sutta Pitaka, and second one, so subsiding all thought and examination. The second jhana, no thought, no thinking, no examination. And he enters and dwells in the second jhana, which has internal placidity, internal placidity. Actually, internal placidity means samadhi chan. Ichatan sampasarana. So in the mind, so the mind is very serene and very pure. Sometimes we call it faith. So he has full confidence, full confidence in his especially meditation object. So in the first jhana, no confidence yet, but in the second jhana, full of confidence, and which has internal placidity and unification of the mind. The concentration is sharper, and consists of rapture and pleasure. Rapture and pleasure, and born of concentration. Because of concentrations, so your rapture and pleasure were developed without thought and examination. No thought and examination, right? The second jhana. And third jhana, with the fading away as well of rapture. There's no rapture. And he dwells equanimous and mindful and clearly comprehending. He experiences pleasure with the body. Usually the main feature is he experiences pleasure with the body, but no rapture. No rapture. But here the word equanimous, a little bit of equanimity. Not full one, right? Not fully. So this is a he enters and dwells in the third jhana, of which the Noble One declares he is equanimous. Even he can ignore the rapture. Therefore, equanimous and mindful, one who dwells happily. So it is said that the third jhana is the most, the most enjoyable jhanas, because with the pleasure, right? Sukha. This is third jhana. With the abandoning of pleasure and pain, and with the previous passing away of joy and dejection. So the moment you attain the fourth jhana, if you want to attain the fourth jhana, you have to abandon the pleasure as well as pain. But you have to ignore everything. If you have a lot of pleasure in your body, but you have to ignore it. So then only you will have the most stable concentration, right? The most stable concentration. And he enters and dwells the fourth jhana, neither painful nor pleasant, which has purification of mindfulness by equanimity. The main point is equanimity. Actually, for now, I will not explain in detail, so only after that, right? Just showing the roughly one. So this is the fourth jhana. So the fourth jhana is the most powerful one, because he even ignores the pleasure, not only pain, there's no pain at all, but even the pleasure you ignore. So that means your mind is undisturbed, stable, right? So therefore the Buddha described this one as a polished mirror, right? Polished mirror. So you can see everything. So after attaining the fourth jhana, the Buddha inclined his mind, right? To see his previous life, the life of other beings. In this way, he sees the nature of suffering, the original suffering, the cause of the cessation of suffering, and the path, right? The practice. So this is the fourth jhana. Then we'll go one by one, right? One by one. Now we are learning 12 material sphere consciousness. And we have two translations regarding with the Rupa Vajra Cheda. So some people would prefer form, Rupa Vajra form jhana, and Arupa Vajra formless. Actually, so when we learn meditation, when we learn about jhana, and then you will understand that it is the name, the 5 material sphere is very meaningful. So and then when we are meditating, suppose in breathing, right? Breathing, then the moment you're in the first jhana, your breathing is very subtle, very subtle, very refined, right? So therefore, the matter of material phenomena is fine, right? So therefore, we use the word 5 material sphere consciousness. So sometimes you may use the word form sphere consciousness. You can also use it. You got the word rupa, right? Rupa means form. But it is not, how to say, it is a refined one, right? It's not a close one. For that reason, for me, I prefer 5 material sphere consciousness. Because Mr. Pierre 10 doesn't like this one. Okay. Number 1, 5 material sphere wholesome consciousness. So we have 5 wholesome consciousness, and we have 5 resident consciousness, and we have 5 functional consciousness. Altogether, 50. So these are 12. Wow, I mean, they have 55 material sphere consciousness. Altogether, 50. Right? I need to change this one. Sorry. So 55 material sphere consciousness, right? Actually, you know that the 5 wholesome 5 material sphere consciousness experienced by worldlings and by trainees, right? Puthojana and Sikha. So when you are meditating as a Puthojana, when you are meditating as a Sotapanna, Sakadagami and Anagami, and you are jhana, Citta will be wholesome 5 material sphere Cittas, right? Cittas. So their corresponding result arise only in the 5 material world. So actually, as the corresponding 5 resident Cittas, so where arise only you are in Rupa Loka, 5 material world. But here, when you are in human world, so there is no resident consciousness, right? So only you have a wholesome 5 material wholesome consciousness. So this one, 5 resident consciousness. At the moment you have a rebirth in the 5 material realm. And the moment you are staying there as a Bhavanga, and the moment you die there, right? These are the result of wholesome consciousness. And we have a 5 functional consciousness. So this is experienced only by the Arahant. So as normal we have learned that, right? Only by the Arahants. So altogether 50, right? 50. Before we learn jhana, we need to know 5 jhana factors. So the first one, jhana factor. The first jhana Cittas, not the first one. Jhana Citta associated with the 35 mental factors. So as you know, we have a 52 mental factor, right? So later we have to learn association of the Citta with the Cettasika. The association of Cettasika with the Citta, right? So the first jhana Citta associate with the 34 factors. So that means the moment somebody attains the first jhana, so there may be 35 mental factors arises. 35 mental factors arises. But among them, only 5 mental factors. So we call it jhananga, the jhana factors. Normally, we can call all the 35 mental factors as the jhana factors. But we call it only 5. The reason is these mental factors distinguish the first jhana. Because of these 5 mental factors, so we call it the first jhana. And because of 4 mental factors, we call it second jhana. Because of three mental factors, we call it third jhana, like this, right? Like this. So that means 5 mental factors are called jhana factors. The reason is they determine the name of the jhana. They make a different jhana, right? To attain the first jhana, all the 5 mental factors must be present. So if one of them is lacking, so you cannot attain you cannot be called as a jhana. If one wants to attain next level of jhana, so we have to drop the gross jhana factors. So that means when you want to attain second jhana, so you have to drop thought, vitakka, right? And this is most of you already know it, right? Already know it. So we have 5 jhana factors. The reason is they are prominent the moment we attain jhana, right? Based on those 5 mental factors, we have to determine the jhana name, right? The first jhana or second jhana or like this, right? Suttas in Abhidhamma. As you know, the Sutta Pitaka already mentioned 4 jhanas. So Abhidhamma mentioned 5 jhanas. The reason is Abhidhamma divides the first jhana into 2. So that means the first jhana 5 mental factor, the second jhana only vitakka is dropped, and third jhana vitakka and vichara, right? Vitakka and vichara. For that reason, so Abhidhamma talk about 5. The Sutta always mention 4 jhanas. Many of the suttas, but in some suttas, of course, the Buddha did mention about 5 jhana, but he didn't give the name, right? Normally, we can find 4 jhanas in suttas. But in some suttas, I will show one sutta among them. So the Buddha mentioned the different level of jhana stage. Then we can call it 5 jhana in those suttas, right? The reason, the commentary literature gives the reason for that. So the intellectual people, so when they are meditating, they attain the first jhana. So when they want to go to next level, second jhana, so they drop vitakka and vichara together, because they are very intelligent, they are very bright, right? Very bright. They know what to do and how to do. But some people are not intelligent enough. So for those people, they do not know to drop both jhana factors. So they are able to, remove or abandon only the first one, vitakka. Then only after some time, he can draw another one, vichara, right? For that reason, we have sometime we have 4 jhana, sometime we have 5 jhana. The 4 jhana is for intelligent people. 5 jhana is for unintelligent people, according to commentary. Because as you know, the intelligent people, they know what to do, right? They know what to do. For that reason, while they are in jhana, during their jhana, they know to remove vitakka and vichara together. But they have a very similar characteristics, right? Similar characteristics. But for those who are not intelligent, so they do not know, they cannot remove both, right? So they have to remove one by one, right? One by one. Okay, let's go. 5 material sphere wholesome consciousness. Here, first consciousness, first jhana wholesome consciousness, together with the thought, number 1, and examination, rapture, pleasure, and one-pointedness. So these are 5 jhana factors. 5 jhana factors. The first jhana, wholesome consciousness, together with the thought. Sometimes, actually, Bhikkhu Bodhi use in this book initial application, and examination, sustained application, rapture, pleasure, and one-pointedness. Then you can see the book. You can see the book, and you can take note, right? So this is the first jhana, according to Abhidhamma. And second one, second jhana, wholesome consciousness, together with examination. So there is no thought, no initial application at all, right? Have to drop to go next step. With the examination, rapture, pleasure, and one-pointedness. And third jhana, wholesome consciousness, together with the rapture, pleasure, and one-pointedness. Here, no examination. And fourth jhana, wholesome consciousness, together with pleasure, sukha, one-pointedness, ekagata. And fifth jhana, wholesome consciousness, together with equanimity and one-pointedness. One-pointedness. So this is the 5 material sphere wholesome consciousness according to Abhidhamma. I think here you can see the nature of Abhidhamma. So Abhidhamma trying to complete all. Complete all. Most of the sutta mention 4 jhana, right? Only 4 jhana. But Abhidhamma want to give a message, a special message to the people. We can divide 5 jhana. We can divide 5 jhana, right? A special message. So it's also a very important one. Okay, so let's look at talk about jhana factors. So what is thought in the jhana? Actually, we are not talking about normal thinking, right? Normal thought. We are talking about vitakka in jhana. Vitakka in jhana. The moment you attain jhana. So the nature of vitakka is that it directs the mind toward the object, Actually, to make it simple way. So now you are sitting in the room. Normally, your mind is directing to different object. Sometimes your mind direct to your family while you are sitting here, right? Sometimes your mind direct to the restaurants to eat food, like this, right? So your vitakka is bringing the mind to the different object. So therefore, our mind is restless. So for those who are bringing their mind to my teachings, then you will have a better understanding, right? For those who cannot bring your mind to my teaching, and you will not get everything, right? Like this. The nature of vitakka, it bringing the mind to different object. But here, we are meditating, right? Meditating. Suppose I will explain based on the breathing meditation, right? So when I teach immaterial jhanas, I will use different method, so that you will get 2 meditation method, right? So our meditation object is our breath, right? Our breath, in breath and out breath. So when we are meditating, so we have to bring our mind. Bring our mind to the meditation object, to the in breath and out breath. So your mind may go somewhere else, but vitakka bring back to the meditation object, in breath and out breath. Then go again, then vitakka bring again. So this is the function of the vitakka. It directs the mind toward the object. So therefore, initial application of the mind. Initial application, trying to apply, right? Initially, bring to meditation object. It is not a gross thought or thinking. Normally we have a lot of thinking, right? Even not a lot of thinking. But vitakka in jhana process is not like this. Very stable, very subtle one. It is automatic movement back into the objects of meditation. It is you have a direct automatic direction to the meditation object. So I think it is very difficult even to call as a thought, automated. Because the reason is you have been meditating for a long time, using breathing meditation, right? Breathing meditation object. So the mind is used to it. So the mind automatically direct to the meditation object. Because you have been meditating, concentrating on the breathing and breathing out, right? The mind is used to it. Automated. It's going, right? Going. So therefore we can call it direct attention. So some people translate as a direct attention. So therefore vitakka is compared as a close friend or the king who brings a villager to the king. So actually the commentary mentions in a very clear way. Normally when we want to explain, we have to use analogy or simile, right? So vitakka is just like a close friend or the king. A villager want to meet the king, right? The villager is nothing but consciousness. The consciousness want to meet the king. The king here means the object of meditation. We are using breathing meditation, right? Breathing object. Our breathing is the king, right? The king. A villager, our consciousness, our mind, want to meet the king. Want to meet with the breathing, right? Breathing. So vitakka have to bring the mind to the object. Because he is very close to the king, right? So the vitakka have to bring the villager to the king. So when the villager is meeting with the king very close and one-pointedness, and the first jhana, right? The first jhana. But in the second jhana, we don't need vitakka. Because a villager is very too close to the king. He doesn't need a close friend, right? He doesn't need another person to introduce the king. Because he is very familiar with the king. For that reason, vitakka is, a danger for him. A danger for him. If vitakka is, if a close friend is with the king, he is not free, right? He is not free. He cannot talk freely. For that reason, by that time, a close friend is, a danger for him. A danger for him. You got it? You got it. What I mean is the moment you want to attain second jhana, so you have to drop vitakka. Vitakka is just like a close friend. So now a villager is very close to the king, very familiar with the king. He don't need vitakka anymore. He don't need another person anymore, right? So if that person is in present, living nearby, is a danger for him, right? He cannot talk to the king very freely. For that reason, the moment when we want to attain second jhana, so we have to drop the vitakka, the thought or thinking, a little bit, very stable one. So this is the nature of Vitaka. It is also compared as a bees diving toward a flower. And you can see that the flower is object, meditation object. Breathing is like a flower, right? So we are meditating on breathing. Then we take a, just like a bees diving toward the flowers. Bees diving is a Vitaka, right? Vitaka trying to come to the object. This is a explained by the commentaries. So actually, there will be a lot of flowers, of course, a lot of flowers. So the bee have to come to these flowers. So that means the nature of mind is going, many places and taking a lot of object. But we have to trying to bring our mind to the meditation object, breathing, and go away and come back again, go away, come back again. So have to do it again and again, right? So therefore, meditation is called developing, right? Developing. We try to develop concentration and mindfulness. And second one, examination. It is a sustained application of the mind on the object. It keeps the mind, the continuous exercise on the object. So as you know, so we are meditating on breathing. So we take our brain, our mind to the breathing. So we trying to continue to work with the object and examine it. Examined. So actually Vichara is a closer to the meditation object, right? Closer to meditation object. So we take the mind to the object, put the mind on the object. Vichara keep the mind on the object and trying to anchor, trying to stick there. So that's the nature of Vitaka. When we look at with the simile, it's very beautiful. So Vitaka is just like a bee diving into a flower. Vichara is hovering over the flowers, examining, right? Examining. So Vitaka doesn't know about meditation object, but Vichara know it very well because examine, right? Examined. This is a roughly explanation of Vitaka and Vichara. Another one is rapture. Here, Vitaka and Vichara. Vitaka means our mind is thinking a lot of objects, right? So when you want to attain the jhana, so your mind must be concentrated on one object. That is meditation object. So the nature of our mind take a lot of object. Then we have to bring to meditation object again and again. That is the function of the Vitaka. And Vichara trying to stick to the meditation object. More stable, right? Getting stable. And examine the nature of breathing, right? The nature of breathing. In Satipatthana Sutta, therefore, so we have to know that while we are breathing long, so we have to understand we are breathing long. So while we are breathing short, we must understand that we are breathing short. That is the nature of Vichara, right? Vichara. Rapture. Piti is a joy or a delight in the meditation object. So actually this is when you have piti in jhana, while in meditation, you have a joy and pleasures. So with this, one will experience a pleasurable interest in your meditation object. So when you have piti, when you arrive that piti level, even before the jhana, you want to do meditation again and again, right? For ordinary people, meditation is very difficult, right? Very difficult. For those who have jhana, especially the first jhana, so you want to continue again and again because of piti. So you have a joy in your walk, in your meditations. So actually, pleasurable interest. This one is very beautiful one. So you have an interest in your walk. At the same time, you have a pleasure as well. So the pleasure not connected with the sensory pleasures, right? Not connected with. So when piti is present in the mind, it refreshes the mind and the body. Actually, it's talking about the nature of piti. The nature of piti. Actually, not from the jhana. So when we learn about jhana, then I will explain a little bit more than that. So therefore, the meditator can meditate for many hours because of piti, right? Because you have a joy and delight. So without joy and delight, you will not come to the temple, right? But of course, the first jhana and second jhana, you still have to try, right? You will want to go many places to enjoy. Then we take our brain to the temple. Then we trying to examine to find a joy, right? To find a good things in the temple. But the moment you have a joy or piti to come to temple, so you will always come to the temple. So this is a joy in our walk, right? A joy in our walk. So here also, when we have a rapture in our mind, because of concentrations, then we want to do meditation for many hours. So that is the power of rapture. Another one is happiness, sukha. It is a pleasant mental feeling, which is a born of detachment from sensual pleasure. That means here the mental pleasure means not connected with the sensory sensual pleasures. It is come from concentrations. So though piti and sukhas are closely connected, they are different in terms of their activities. So when we learn about cetasika, mental factor, you will know it. So piti belong to sankhara, the aggregate of mental formation. Sukha belong to aggregate of feeling. That means sukha is feeling, piti is not. Piti is sankhara, right? Sankhara. So this is a difference between happiness and piti. To differentiate these two, so we have to we give a simile. So piti is compared to the delight a weary traveler will experience when coming across an oasis. Actually, traveler is walking, very tired, very hot, no water, no shady tree. Then when he see the oasis and he has a lot of joy, a lot of delight, that is a piti. But sukha is to his pleasure after bathing and drinking. So by the time he have piti and he stay thirsty, right? But here sukha means bathing, just like a bathing and drinking. So the moment you have happiness and sukha, and you are mentally and bodily totally different with the piti, right? Then the next one is one pointedness. The most important one in the jhana. So without ekagata, you cannot attain jhana. Ekagata literally means a one-pointed state. So eka means one. Aga means pointer or peak. The peak, the higher things in the mountain, or the higher place in the building. So that is called aga. So therefore, Etadaga means Venerable Moggallana is the highest to perform psychic power, right? Here is the aga. Here also, so when you have the first jhana, so this is the higher experience of jhana. So therefore, aga means the peak. So therefore, so the one aga means the peak of something, there's a mountain or building. So here, regarding with the jhana, so that means the summit or the jhana experience. So the moment you attain the first jhana, that is the peak and the higher experience. Then when you go to the second jhana, that also together with ekagata, one-pointedness. Only you have one-pointedness in the second jhana, third and fourth and fifth jhana, you will have, you can call it jhana, otherwise no. So therefore, one-pointedness is the primary component and the essence of five jhanas. So therefore, among the five jhana factors, one-pointedness is the most important one. So only you have one-pointedness. Actually, one-pointedness and samadhi and jhanas are the same, but of course different usage. So ekagata is wider, used in Abhidhamma mostly, but samadhi is used in Sutta. It's a wider usage. But jhana is more higher type of concentration, I would say, right? Concentrations. So we have a five jhana factors. So when all the five jhana factors are complete, so we will have the first jhana. Any question? Not explain yet. Just explaining the jhana factors. So I think today I did 4 o'clock. Any question? Okay. Oh no word. Yeah. Actually, one-pointedness means it is talking about concentrations. But of course, at the first jhana, you reduce the amount of feeling. Therefore, it is became equanimity. Normally, we have a lot of feeling, right? A lot of feeling, and a bad feeling and good feeling. For that reason, our mind is not steady, not tranquil, and not concentrated. So suppose if you are angry, right? You have an angry feeling. So when you are very happy, elated, then there is a pleasure of a feeling. When you're painful, there's a painful feeling. By that time, your mind is not concentrated, no concentration, no one-pointedness. But in the fifth jhana, we try to reduce the amount of feeling up to neutral feeling, equanimity. Then the mind is very stable now. Even the rapture, even the piti is shaken. Somebody want to ask any question? If no question, I will continue the first jhana. So we still have a time. As you know, the first jhana together with 5, is it okay? Yes. I think we are normally we supposed to teach up to 4:15, right? 4:15. No question, have to teach. The first jhana, wholesome consciousness together with the thought, examination, rapture, pleasure and one-pointedness. As you know, so when we meditate, sorry, I have to teach this one fast. To attain the first jhana, we have to establish mindfulness on meditation object. Establishing mindfulness is called Satipatthana. In Satipatthana Sutta, we have 4 meditation objects, right? The body, the feeling, the mind, and material phenomena, right? But we forgot about Satipatthana Sutta. Let's talk about breathing, right? Breathing. So traditionally we have 40 meditation objects. So among them, we will use one meditation object to explain about jhana, right? Jhana. Breathing meditation. That is a Anapanasati, right? Anapanasati. So normally Anapanasati is the most popular one. We normally use it because breathing is available all the time, right? So to attain jhana, so we have to establish mindfulness, samasati, on a meditation object. So the first one, keep placing the mind on the meditation object. So that is vitakka. Actually, I use different terms. Normally, vitakka bring the mind to the meditation object. Normally, our mind take a lot of objects, right? Sometimes our family, sometimes the places, sometimes the food. When we are meditating, we have a lot of thinking, right? A lot of thinking. So those thinkings also can be called vitakka. Because the nature of vitakka is bringing, right? Taking to the object. So there are a lot of objects to take. But we are meditating using breathing meditations. So our main object is breathing meditations. So vitakka may bring a lot of objects. As I said, for the family, the food, the places, like this. Then we have to bring back. So actually that function, bringing back our mind to the meditation object is vitakka. So before we attain the first jhana, vitakka also very important one, right? But when you attain the first jhana, vitakka is not thinking. So as I said, our mind is very automatic. So we normally bring our mind to the meditation object, breathing. So even the moment you attain the first jhana, so your mind is only one object, concentrating only one object, breathing. So that breathing meditation object is not normal one, getting settled. For that reason, we call it 5 material sphere, right? 5 material sphere consciousness. The reason is our object of meditation is refined, not gross at all, right? So at that time, the moment we attain the first jhana, vitakka is very settled, automatic. Just moving our mind to the meditation object, right? But the mind is stable at that point, very stable, right? So this is a vitakka, the nature of vitakka. And examine our breathing. So in the Satipatthana Sutta mentioned that. So when we are breathing long, We know that breathing long. So the mind is very quiet, no thinking or anything. As you know, so the moment we attain the first jhana, so our eye, our ear, and 5 senses are not working. Only mind is operating, not thinking or anything. Just Vitakka is moving toward the meditation object. Vichara is examining when it is long, and he knows that breathing is long. When breathing is short, he knows that. Vichara knows that it is short, right? Examining. Actually, is before even before the jhana, vichara examine, right? But when we attain the first jhana, vichara is examining the meditation object, breathing. By so doing, a joy in the object will arise. A joy in the object arise. As you know, but even before we attain the first jhana, we have a lot of rapture, a lot of joy, right? A lot of tranquility, and also very full of concentrations, even before we attain jhana. But the moment you attain the first jhana, think about the charge talking by Rupakati, right? Our mind is very stable, not thinking. As you know, our mind is, not stable because our mind is thinking a lot of object. But the moment you are in the first jhana, your object is only breathing. In breathing and out breathing. In breathing and out breathing. Only one object. For that reason, the mind is very active and very stable, right? So therefore, Rupakati compare with the Bhavanga Chaita. The moment we are sleeping, no dream at all, right? Very stable. So you do not hear anything. You do not know even you are touching somebody, right? So they're just like that. So when you are in the first jhana, that you have a lot of pleasure and a lot of joy and a lot of delight. By that time, even you do not notice the time. No time at all, right? No time at all. This is it joy me, nothing to do with sensual pleasures. Then pleasure or happiness in the body and mind will give rise. As you know, especially the rapture of piti is stay and stable. So therefore, piti is compared with, a volume in the water in the river. So when the wind blows, the volume is shaken. Just like that, so we have joy and delight and a lot of excitement, right? A lot of excitement. Our mind is not stable. But the moment you attain pleasure or happiness in your body, getting stable. But actually, in the first jhana, the piti and sukhas are very similar and very close. You have joy at the same time. You have the pleasure or happiness in your body and in your mind. So that is don't forget that the moment you attain jhana, your mind is focused on one meditation object, breathing, right? Breathing. No thinking anything, right? No thinking or anything. Because of bodily and mental tranquility and pleasure, which is totally secluded from sensual pleasures and unwholesome states, the meditator is able to take the meditation object firmly. That is the meaning of samadhi. Samadhi means taking firmly. So suppose when you take the book, suppose I give you the book, then you take the book family, there is samadhi, there is samadhi. Just like that, so we are meditating on breathing. So when we can take the breathing with our mind, family, that is called samadhi, right? Samadhi. So samadhi arises easily when we have pleasure, bodily and mental. Our mind is very pleasure. Suppose sometimes we are sitting in a quiet place and the weather is very fine. But by that time, concentration is easy to arise, right? So therefore, joy and pleasure are very important. It is the source of our concentration. So by that time, we can call it one-pointedness. One-pointedness. So one-pointedness means our mind is directed to only one object, breathing, no other thing. Even we have thinking or thought and examination. And thought and examination means thinking and examining all the breathing. Only one object, right? Actually, thought and examination means we are not thinking about other meditation object by that time. Only one meditation object. That's the breathing, right? So therefore, when we attain the first jhana, our mind is very peaceful, and also you will have a blissful experience by that time. So when you have all these 5 jhana factors, then you attain the first jhana. Then the mind becomes fixed to the meditation object. Fixed actually is just like a sticking, right? Sticking with the super glue. The mind is fixed in the meditation object. So this, the moment you attain the first jhana, right? The first jhana. That's when attain the first jhana. So, according to Abhidhamma, when you attain the first jhana, it lasts only one moment. It falls from the jhana. To attain that one, you have to try again. So think about that. Even you meditate in your daily life, right? It's not easy to maintain concentration. Just like that. Because we are not used to it. So only 5 jhana factors are complete. Then we attain the first jhana, right? Okay, so I need time is up. So next week we will learn about jhana detail. Oh, excuse me, we have one announcement. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm waiting for 1 week. For the benefit of those who were absent last week, just an announcement that this coming Monday, 7:30 at this hall, there will be a talk by Citta. Right? Bhante is an African monk who got encountered with Buddhism in India in 1990, and then after that he was ordained as a monk in the year 2002, I think. Right? His teacher is the late Sayadaw, and his meditation teacher is of Bawana Society in University. His talk topic is called "If I Use My Well Skillfully." So when you heard of the word well, I think most of you will think about money, right? So let's see what Bhante is going to talk to us about wealth. Whether it is the money that we are thinking about. Okay? So hope we see you all on Monday, this coming Monday. Thank you.
Yo varatam bhavaro Sakya Muni Bhagavata Kecho Paragato Bala Vidya Samangi Tan Sukatan Saranatamu Pemi Raga Viragama Ninjama Sokan Dhammama Sangatama Patikulam Marurami Mambakunam Suvipatak Dhammami Mansaranatamu Pemi Yata Chati Namaha Palamahu Chatusu Sisu Purisa Yugesu Atacha Bogala Dhammada Sati Sangami Mansaranatamu Pemi Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, if I can.
Are you teaching next week on the 5 mastery Vipassana? The 5 mastery.
Yeah, we'll teach it. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Following up on the question.